So guess what? Joe Biden, his first day on the job, he sent troops into the oil fields of Syria. And now Biden administration likely to keep U.S. troops in Afghanistan amid escalating violence and stalled talks. Might as well be like all the other presidents, huh? Including President My Boss. Nothing's going to fundamentally change. Still, that's his only honest campaign promise. By the way, what is the stalled talks? What the fuck are you talking about? Stalled talks. What are you talking about? The Taliban they control more territory in Afghanistan than they did when the fucking war started. What is there to talk about? Should we stay another 20 years? No. Okay, let's get out. Should we be here? No. End of discussion. No more talks. Hey, should we be occupying someone else's country with our military for 2 decades straight? No. End of talks. The Biden administration is indicating it will keep U.S. troops in Afghanistan past a May withdrawal deadline laid out in the U.S. deal with the Taliban. So they had a deal to get the F out of there, and they're not going to honor this deal. Joe Biden. Imagine if that was Trump doing that. President Joe Biden has talked about keeping U.S. forces for counterterrorism or to defend the United States. Defend us from what? We'll never know. We'll never know. It's unclear under what conditions and to what end and for how long after America's nearly 20 years of war. It's unclear under what conditions, when, where, whenever we're going to go. We're not going to get out of there, ever. People who were born when this war started are now able to drive a car, vote, and in a year they'll be able to get a drink. And of course, they're already old enough to be serving in this war. Wow. Hey, NATO officials said there will be no full withdrawal by international troops from Afghanistan by April end, as envisaged by the Taliban's deal with the U.S., a move that could escalate tensions with the insurgent group. Yeah, that's what happens when you stay in someone else's country. You promise to leave, then you don't leave, then they get mad, then there's more conflict. And then we use that extra conflict to justify staying there even longer. It's almost like we don't want this war to end. Ryan Grimm will tell you it's my fault for not reaching out to the Pentagon properly to end the war. That's what The Intercept's Ryan Grimm will tell you, that the activists didn't do it right.
International troops plan to stay in Afghanistan beyond the May deadline agreed with the Taliban. That's according to 4 senior NATO officials who said there will be no full withdrawal of the 10,000 troops stationed there. The move is likely to increase tension with the Taliban, who said there will be consequences if the deal is violated. One NATO official told Reuters the circumstances had not been met for foreign troops to leave. Kabul and some foreign governments...
The circumstances had not been met. What are those circumstances? We'll never know.
...say the Taliban has failed to meet its promises, pointing to violence that has remained high, while also accusing them of failing to cut ties with al-Qaeda. Last year, the then U.S. President Donald Trump signed an...
We're going to keep the beatings will continue until morale improves. We're going to keep killing the Taliban until the fighting stops. We're going to keep killing them until they stop fighting. That's what they're saying. Oh, well, we'd like to stop fighting, but they're still fighting. That's what they just said. Oh, violence has increased, so we can't stop fighting. What?
Agreement with the Taliban, which called for the withdrawal of all foreign troops by May in return for the insurgents fulfilling certain security guarantees. Trump hailed the accord as the end of 2 decades of war, but it did not include the Afghan government. Talks between Kabul and the Taliban have since stalled. What happens after April is expected to be top of the agenda at a key NATO summit this month. NATO spokeswoman Ona Longescu said, quote, "No NATO ally wants to stay in Afghanistan longer than necessary, but we have been clear, our presence remains conditions-based." The administration of Joe Biden has launched a review of the Afghanistan peace agreement. A spokesman for the Pentagon said the Taliban had not met their commitments, but Washington was yet to decide on future troop levels, while Afghanistan's presidential palace did not respond to a request for comment.
So that's from Reuters, and this is from Ben Norton. He says the Biden administration has been in power for less than 2 weeks, and it is already sabotaging a very rare breakthrough that would have de-escalated the 20-year war on Afghanistan and is instead escalating the war. Imperialism is the guiding force of bipartisan U.S. politics. That is absolutely true. David Cloud says breaking Defense Secretary Austin is not ruling anything in or out on possible additional troops to Afghanistan, says Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby. The Biden administration is committed to a political settlement in Afghanistan, one that includes the Afghan government. Well, the only thing we know for sure is that they're ruling out peace. And why are they ruling out peace? Because the new defense secretary came right from Raytheon. Came right from Raytheon. That's who these people are. They're bloodthirsty warmongers who want to kill brown people for more money. That's it. That's it. Isn't it great? Now we got a person of color to do our imperialism. Isn't that fantastic?
I feel better.
If only he could be transgender to do imperialism.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Hey, a reminder that the leaked Afghanistan papers from the Pentagon said that the United States knew the war in Afghanistan was unwinnable since 2002. Yet Biden has stopped the troop removal. But remind me again how Biden cares about the troops or the people of Afghanistan. The Afghanistan papers, they don't know what they're doing, and they know it's been unwinnable for 2000. So they're not about winning. This is about that. And everyone knows it. And the news media is bought by the same people who are doing the killing. And by the way, White House reporters, the Biden team asked them for their questions in advance. Again, Imagine if Trump did that shit. It's amazing. And of course now now they're all shutting down independent media. They're deplatforming, demonetizing. They're trying to scare the shit out of everybody. They're scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. They're coming for us, and they are coming for us. So we're living in a capitalist end game capitalism. This is end stage capitalism, and neoliberalism cannot be defended anymore. So they will continue to use crude tools like censorship to do it and demonetization, and they're doing it. They're going to do it. And so everybody go to jimmydorcomedy.com and sign up there. Don't go through our Patreon. Go through the Jimmy Dore website if you want to sign up to be a member, because it looks like eventually we're just going to be doing this show at our website. It's coming. It's here. Joe Biden, it's here. And the left is cheering it on. And people like the Young Turks are cheering it on because they know they'll never say anything that goes against the establishment. They're for every war at the Young Turks. Every war. They're for every horrible Democrat. They told people to vote for Joe Biden, who's doing the censoring. Well, Joe Biden's not doing it. It's Silicon Valley. Do you know that Silicon Valley and the Biden administration are in bed together? God damn it. Come on. What they did at The Intercept for Biden. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.